Search and rescue teams have temporarily stopped their work at the site of the deadly condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. Officials say they halted operations because of concerns about the part of the building that is still standing. Rescue workers have been searching the pile of rubble for a full week now. 18 people are confirmed dead and more than 140 still unaccounted for. The Miami-Dade County mayor stressed the safety of the rescuers is a priority.
We were forced to halt operations on the collapse in the early hours of the morning due to structural concerns about the standing structure. We're doing everything we can to ensure that the safety of our first responders is paramount and to continue our search and rescue operation as soon as it is safe to do so. And our engineers are continuing to monitor the structure as we've paused operations to evaluate the situation and all possible options and next steps, including with the assistance of the state engineers.
This halt comes as President Biden is visiting the site of the collapse. He is visiting with rescue workers and impacted families. For more on this, I want to bring in Brooke Shafer. She's a reporter for our CBS Miami station, WFOR-TV. Hi, Brooke. What are you hearing about this temporary stop in the search and rescue mission? Any word on when it could continue again?
Well, that's just the thing. At this point, we don't know when, or unfortunately, really if, these search teams will be able to get back out onto the pile of rubble and continue searching for survivors. At this point, we're told that engineers are trying to come up with a plan to safely get those crews back out there. But at this point, they have been halted. There's been a pause in the search and rescue since about 2 o'clock this morning. We're told that engineers were going through with these search teams and really keeping an eye on the part of the structure that is still standing. We've known from day one that this is a difficult and a risky search and rescue, and the part of the building that's still standing was certainly a part of that risky search and rescue. And so apparently overnight, around 2 o'clock in the morning, these engineers who had been monitoring the building and monitoring cracks in the building noticed some shifting, not only in the pile of rubble, they noticed some shifting in a concrete, and they also noticed some shifting in a column that was hanging from the structure. That was concern enough for them to pause that search and rescue around 2 o'clock this morning. Now around 1 o'clock, we're going on several hours of a pause here. Certainly not what these families want to hear. About 140 people still unaccounted for this afternoon.
So, Brooke, President Biden is there today meeting with families and rescue workers. What more can you tell us about what's on the agenda for his visit?
Sure. Well, the president is meeting with those families right now. We're told he'll meet with them for the next several hours. At this point, we don't know if he will be making a trip to the collapse site after that meeting with the families. But before he met with those families, he actually just left a meeting with some first responders, some of the search and rescue teams who are on the ground here right now. He wanted to meet with them and thank them for what they've been doing. Really some heroic work out here, as we've been mentioning, dangerous and risky search and rescue here in Surfside. And we're told the president actually met with a few of the police officers who were actually first on the scene here when that 911 call went out around 1:30 Thursday morning. And then before he met with those first responders, the president also got a debrief on the operation here in Surfside. He met with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He also met with the mayor of Miami-Dade County. And something important to note, in that meeting, the president mentioned he thinks he will be able to pick up the tab for the response here. Definitely a massive response here in Surfside.
And of course, officials are now watching 2 storm systems in the Atlantic. How is that factoring into whatever preparations are going on to continue these operations? We know, as you said, that it's unclear when and even if, sadly, these operations will continue. But how is the severe weather factoring into the planning?
Well, it's definitely a factor that you don't want to see right now, and really a race against the clock in the search for more people under the rubble. We're told that teams are creating a contingency plan. Right now, it's still unclear exactly how or if this will affect the search and rescue, or really if it'll affect South Florida. So right now, really, it's a contingency plan trying to get those wheels in motion for if the storm does affect us. We have, though, seen a lot of bad weather, now day 8 of search and rescue, and really we have seen torrential downpours almost every single day of the search and rescue. And we're told that these teams can work when it's raining. It's not ideal, but they can do it. But unfortunately, when there is lightning and thunder, which we have seen most days out here in Surfside, those crews need to come to a halt. So like I said, this is not what they want to see on top of an already complicated search and rescue.
Indeed, our hearts go out to everyone still waiting to hear news from loved ones. Brooke Shafer in Surfside, Florida, thank you so much. As the search efforts continue in Surfside, CBS News is talking to families, first responders, and others who are living through this tragedy. We will bring you those stories in a 30-minute special, Surfside Collapse, A Search for Answers, anchored by CBS News correspondent Manuel Bojorquez. You can stream it tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right here on CBSN.